Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to the first stop of a three-day, three-city media tour. These events only happen for the very biggest and the very finest matches in boxing. Everyone wants to see the best fighting the best, and this is exactly what we have here. Carl Frampton, the pride of Belfast, the Jackal, unbeaten in 21, 14 knockouts, won over 100 as an amateur. We've all long been an admirer of his classy skills. In the other corner, Scott Quigg, the pride of Bury, of the Manchester area, unbeaten in 33 with 23 knockouts. It's a super bantamweight unification scheduled for February the 27th. It will be a packed out Manchester arena. It will be an absolutely phenomenal night. What a top table as well, top talent upon it, from coaching teams to promoters. First of all, Scott Quigg's promoter Eddie Ho.
Thank you, Adam, and thanks everyone for turning out today in this event, which has a very corporate feel, which we expect to change as we move to Manchester tomorrow at the Manchester Arena, and of course Belfast at Europa Hotel on Wednesday. It feels quite surreal sitting here having been part of the team making this fight, a fight that's been talked about for probably 3 years now. Plenty of back and forth, plenty of social media, and now we get the chance to really find out who is the best. It's the biggest fight in the super bantamweight division, a unification for the WBA and IBF World Super Bantamweight titles. And as I said, when we made this fight, I feel like this is one of the biggest fights in world boxing, not just a huge fight for Britain and Ireland, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it. Tickets, the information has been released in due course, will go on sale at 9 AM from manchesterarena.com and other outlets with Cyclone and Matchroom. Prices start at £40. It's going to be one of the hottest tickets in 2016 sport, that's for sure. It's a pleasure to be involved with Scott Quigg on this journey. We have great history as well, of course, with Carl Frampton, and I'm so confident going into this fight with Scott Quigg, and I really can't wait. It's been actually, and this may change, a joy so far to work with Cyclone Promotions and Barry and Jake and Blaine and Sandra, and we're all moving in the right direction to make this an event to remember. Of course, we feel very strongly about our charges, but from an event perspective, for TV and for the fans inside the arena, we expect to put on a night that British and Irish boxing will remember for a long, long time, and it is an absolute pleasure to be involved in a fight of this magnitude. So, from an operational point of view, smooth as they come, and let the banter commence in terms of moving forward and pushing our Charlies over the line, because I have no doubt that Scott Quigg will win this bout on February the 27th, and I really can't wait for that to happen. Thank you.
Thanks, Eddie. It is a humdinger of a clash. It was wonderful seeing the boys and Eddie and Barry at Sky the other week to sign the contracts. A real great moment, I thought, in boxing. So too, well, he was my hero when I was a kid growing up, a legend of the sport, and the man that has steered Carl Frampton through from the very beginning, and really a father figure, and has so much faith in his man, Carl Frampton. So Barry McGree.
Thank you, Adam. Just to mirror what Eddie's saying, I think this is more than just two world champions meeting on this side of the world. I think this is genuinely a global event. I think they're watching this very carefully from America, and they are going to be as excited about this fight as we are over here. It's a fight that's been brewing for some time, and we are delighted for it to be taking place now. And it's probably been in the making 4 years, but I think it's the right time for it to happen. Couldn't be better. And I very much back my man. I think Frampton's going to win spectacularly, and he's an immense talent. And Shane has done a phenomenal job of him getting ready in the past, and he's developed into a pretty brilliant young player. And I'm absolutely confident that on the 27th of February, our man is going to win, and he's going to win spectacularly.
Thanks, Barry. It's great to hear both of them talking like that, isn't it? What about the trainers? They've got a very, very important next few weeks to plan the strategies. A man to my left who's having some pretty big success at the moment with the likes of Liam and Callum Smith, and he's got Anthony Croller going for glory this Saturday night, voted the board's trainer of the year. Over to Joe Gallagher.
Cheers, thanks Adam. Thanks Ed, Barry, for making this fight happen. It's a fight I'm really looking forward to. Obviously we managed to get hold of the blueprint at the weekend to see how to beat Carl. Obviously we were unfortunate with some type of burglary and there was all accusations, but joking aside, I'm really looking forward to this fight. Scott Quigg, it's a fight I'm really 100% confident in. I know Carl's got to come prepared, a very good fighter, quality amateur, well travelled around the world, and he'll be confident coming into the fight, but just another day at the office for us, and one that'll end with I know Barry likes to do spectacular, but a convincing win for Scott Quigg on February the 27th, and I'm really looking forward to it, so really proud to be part of this show, and on to Saturday night.
Thanks very much, Joe. Down to the end, one of the finest young emerging trainers in the business. I've really been impressed with him over the last few years. Very sensible in the corner, and obviously he's guided, as Barry has said, Carl to become an immense fighter now. To Shane McGregor.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, just reiterating what everyone's really saying. It's a joy to get this fight. It's been in the making a long time. You know, finally it's been made. I think it's the right timing. It's could have happened at British level, could have happened at European, and now it's happening for a unification fight at world level. So timing was right. You know, Carl's coming off a couple of good wins, and so is Scott. So I think to constantly compare them, you know, against what Scott did to Martinez, or what Carl did to Martinez, or blah blah blah. I think styles make fights. I think, you know, Carl's going to come in there prepared. I think his amateur pedigree is going to shine through. He's going to win this fight 100%, and he's going to look to go on to bigger, better things.
Thanks very much, Shane. To the fighters now. First of all, the man to my left. What a great success story he has been. An absolute workaholic. We see him around the world with his gym bag. He travels everywhere. He does not stop. He's a pleasure to be around. He's a pleasure to have worked with over the last few years, and he's getting better and better, isn't he? From Barry, the pride of Manchester as well, and I'm sure he'll get a huge amount of home support on the night. The unbeaten Scott Quigg.
First of all, I just want to say thanks to Eddie and my team behind you sort all the negotiations there, because this is the fight I wanted. It's been talked about for negotiations and that tried being made for a good few times, but this time we finally got over the line, and there was no better feeling than signing that dotted line, because this is a fight I've wanted for a long time. This is a fight I'm looking forward to. It's a fight that I 1,000,000% believe I'll win. It's a fight that you look at the response when it was signed, the media turnout today. These are the fights that I've come in boxing for. You know, I dedicate my life to the sport, as Adam just said, and this is to wake up that day and go down to Sky, sign the deal. It was nothing better. It was like Christmas. That was my Christmas. I won't be celebrating Christmas this year. I'll be in the gym. I'll be training, fully focused on February the 27th. So my Christmas comes when I sign that dotted line. It's a fight I'm looking forward to, and 1,000,000% believe I'll win that fight on the night.
Thanks very much, Scott. Over to the other side, again, this young man I remember Barry telling me about many years ago. We've kept a keen eye on him all the way through. Sometimes he's been with us, sometimes unfortunately not, but I'm glad, very glad to have him back up on this top table. Carl Frampton, the Jackal, what a terrific guy, a terrific fighter, a really good amateur, and a developing professional who I don't think has hit his peak, just like Scott. They're meeting at the right time. He's undefeated, he intends to stay that way, I'm sure. Carl Frampton.
Thanks, Adam. I just want to kind of back up what everyone else has said. This is a huge fight. Again, it's a fight I've been after for, I think Eddie said 3 years, but realistically, I think I first mentioned Scott Quigg's name when I won a Celtic title, probably at least 4 years ago. it's a huge fight. It's a huge fight. I think everyone's going to get behind it. You know, England, Ireland, all that there. I think the rest of the world are going to want to know about it too. I can't wait to get going. I'm in training camp already. I'm focused. Still a long way to go. And although Scott won't be enjoying Christmas, I will be. I have a couple of kids who I'll enjoy it with. I'll have a Christmas dinner and stuff. Take it nice and easy. We're still about 2 months away from the fight. But again, just can't wait.
Let me just ask you, Carl, you say it's a fight that's happening at the right time. Why take this now? You obviously went to America. There may have been plans to go, further on along that route. You've chosen now to meet Scott Quigg. Why? Why is it now?
I wanted to prove I'm the best in the UK and Ireland. I'm not purposely not saying the word there because I think that there's another guy who I would need to beat to prove that I'm the best in the world. I think now is the time. I think that there's been so much talk about it. There's obviously history between ourselves and Matchroom. There's history with Quigg. And it's just been spoke up so long. I didn't want to fight. It was one of them fights where it would have been a shame if it never happened. It had to happen for boxing. I just thought that the time was right. I think Eddie's original offer, it may have looked good and it was, check waving and stuff, but realistically, this deal that we've done now is the best.
Let's bring Barry in. How did that deal come about?
We should have Jacob here because I sort of took myself out of the equation and Jake and Blaine basically negotiated it with Eddie. And Carl talks about a bit of history. I have respect for everybody, including Eddie and his dad Barry, and there's no animosity, there's no bad feeling or ill will. We just didn't see eye to eye on it. However, we got it across the line, we've negotiated it, and I think it's been fair to everybody, and it's a fight that needs to happen. It's in the history of the super bantamweight division. The division was, I think, brought about in the late 1978. They wanted Wilfredo Gomez was too small for featherweight and too big for bantamweight, so they brought in the super bantamweight division. In the history of the game, over here certainly, there has never been a bigger fight. And certainly, even including America and the likes of Barrera and Morales, apart from those two, this is a hugely significant event, hugely significant fight, and I believe it will be a spectacular occasion.
Yeah, I remember Michael Brodie and Spencer Oliver, Patrick Mullins. Some of them happened, some of them didn't happen, but this is what we want, isn't it?
Yeah.
The best fighting the best.
Absolutely. So the circumstances had to be right, and I think they are right. And I think as far as timing is concerned, I agree with you, Adam. I think they're both getting better, and a defeat for either of them won't make it a blind bit of difference. They can come back and bounce back from that. But I know we will not be defeated on the 27th of February.
Eddie, Mayweather Pacquiao obviously happened this year. It shows anything can happen in boxing. How difficult was this to make from your side?
Very difficult. I think, no disrespect to Barry, I put my dad in the same category, although he's older for sure, that when you become a little bit older, your patience levels sometimes diminish, and you work off a lot of the time as emotion. And I think if it was Barry McGuigan and my dad negotiating this fight, it would never have happened in a million years, because they would have both told each other where to go about 3 months ago. But it's been a pleasure working with Jake, and I think we've both been very patient in making this fight. It's, neither fighter or neither team will always feel like you've quite got enough. But we managed to find a ground where everybody felt that it was the right deal, and that always means that it is the right deal. I think we have an obligation to boxing to make fights like this. I think in the world of social media, we're under more and more pressure every day to make fights like this. And I think any other fight out there wouldn't have quite have satisfied the fans like this one. And I think after the momentum of Scott Quigg's great win against Kiko Martinez, this was the kind of fight that he needed off that kind of victory. And I think as well, you know, Carl obviously boxed in America last time. I don't think he wanted to return to America in that kind of fight. I think he wanted the atmosphere back, that great atmosphere that's in Belfast, that will be brought to Manchester as well. This is what we live off, you know, not just the fighters, but even as promoters. You know, we had a big night in Liverpool the other week, Callum Smith against Rocky Fielding. It was hard for me to get involved. I want to be banging on the canvas. I want my own blood pressure going through the roof. And I will be on the night, because I'm so desperate to win this fight. I might even be more desperate to win this fight than Scott Quigg. Do you know what I mean? But that's what life's about. It's about passion, it's about emotion. And if you watch Barry McGuigan on the night, and you watch Shane McGuigan, and if you watch me, and you watch Joe Gallagher, and our teams, both camps are absolutely desperate to win this
Are
fight.
you more desperate to win it than Carl?
I think that you live your life vicariously through your fighters, and in many ways, everybody in this room and all the fans, the fights like this become part of their lives. It's about celebrating that with your children, going through these occasions, hoping and keeping your fingers crossed that your man pulls off the win. That's what it's like. That's what it's about. Sport is a religion. It's like a religion. It becomes part of life, and it's very important for everybody on this side of the table to be focused and working together and doing a good job. And we know this guy's going to be in great shape. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great occasion.
Joe, you get so close to your fighters. I know that you love them all in different ways. Have you always believed, and probably hated at the same time, but have you always believed that Scott Quigg, even when you first had him, has the tools to beat Carl Frampton, or is it only in recent months that you've really started gathering pace on that?
No, I think both fighters have developed well over the last 2 or 3 years. I think when Scott was British champion, Carl was thereabouts for a fight. I think it was a good fight then, the two of them then. And I would fancy Scott Quigg to have beaten Carl then. But I do feel both kids up to now have improved, and they're at that stage, and even Carl admits Scott's improved. His punching power, second to none. And just to touch on what Barry said, this fight's been likened to like Pereira and Morales in America, and coming in here today and seeing the poster, no title to it, Pereira Morales one was called For Honour and Pride, and I think that sums up this fight. Scott Quigg, Carl Frampton is for honour and pride, and that both kids are willing to put both world titles on the line with each other, and I think it's going to be a fantastic night. I believe in Scott Quigg's punching ability. You can only see that with Kiko Martinez in the last fight, and I'm very confident going into this fight. I think the win, and I've said it all along, this will be an easier fight than what people think.
I think it's half as good as Pereira Morales one. We're all in for a treat. Let's go down to Shane at the other end. What do you think of Carl's improvement over the last 2 or 3 years? And do you just feel he'll have enough pedigree, quality and class to deal with whatever Scott Quigg's going to throw at him on the night?
Yeah, definitely. I think Scott's a good fighter, you know, but I think just Carl's a better all-round, more complete fighter. You know, he punches equally as hard as him. He's a better boxer. Scott's had a couple of draws on his record. Carl's had no draws. He got dropped twice in his last fight, flash knockdowns, got up, completely changed the game plan, was able to adjust. You know, Scott Quigg knocked out Kiko Martinez, but at the same time, Kiko believed he could win that fight. He didn't believe he could win the second fight with Carl Frampton. The first fight with Carl Frampton, he did believe him, and that's why Carl knocked him out. When he walks in like that, he just walks in recklessly, and it's easy to catch him, square on. And that's what Carl did the first fight, and that's what Scott did the second fight. But I think Scott hasn't had to go out of his comfort zone, and although he's in Manchester, he's going to be out of his comfort zone because there's going to be more fans there. And Carl's just a much more complete fighter than Scott Quigg.
I was going to talk about the travelling again, Carl. You're not at home in Belfast, but you're bringing Belfast to Manchester, presumably.
I'm positive I'm going to have more fans in the arena than Scott will have. I'm not trying to put the lad down or anything, but he doesn't sell tickets.
Chip is busy at the moment.
The Chip is busy, that's good. But it's true though. He's not a massive ticket seller. Obviously, there's a lot of hype around this fight. People are going to want to come and see it. He may get a bit of a fan base off that, but he's not a huge draw. I'm going to have more people in the arena. I don't know what it's going to be like for him to be standing in Manchester on the ramp as a home fighter and getting booed or getting a worse reception than me. That might deflate him. I don't know how he's going to deal with that. And again, this fight, I only believe that this fight is happening because of my last performance. Because I got put over twice in the first round. That's why they're getting confidence from that. Wasn't a great performance for me. I got up, I carried on, I changed the game plan, won the fight comfortably in the end. But that's the only reason why this fight's happening, because of my last performance.
Do you believe you'll be able to keep your cool in the cauldron on February the 27th and display your ability and do a number on Quigg? Do you think that'll happen?
I think so. I think I always perform best under pressure. My last fight, I was going out there. In my own mind, I thought it was going to be easy. I took Gonzalez for granted. Thought it was going to be an easy fight, and just walked on a couple of shots earlier on. I've been involved in well-hyped fights before, but obviously nothing like this. This is going to be huge. But I always pull it out of the bag. I have done since the amateurs. When the pressure's on, I perform my best, and it's going to be more. I think you're going to see the best ever performance from me. And just like Joe said, I don't think if I can make this fight an easy fight. You know, Quigg's a very good fighter, but made my best, this fight can be easy.
You think you'll knock him out?
I think I can knock him out. I think I probably will later on, but I think I'm just going to bamboozle him with boxing skill, a boxing brain at the start, and I think I'm just going to break him down. I think I will. Yeah, I think I'll knock him out.
Think you'll be bamboozled still?
I do agree with something Calvin said, that this fight is happening now because of his last fight, because I think the people around him have realised that he's not as good as we think he is. That fight could have ended the biggest fight of his career. So now, if it would have gone wrong last time, this fight wouldn't be happening. He managed to get through it, and now he's made because he didn't do that thing, and he needs to get the fight while he's still unbeaten and it's as big as it is. Me being bamboozled, no chance. You know, it's a fight that I rate him as a fighter. You know, there's no two ways about it, but it's one that I believe and know I'm better in every department. People they go on about his amateur pedigree. It will make a difference. You know, after my last fight, 6 days after I was in America, I was out there for 6 weeks training with Freddie Roach, sparring quality fighters, learning, educating myself. I know I didn't have an amateur pedigree. I'm out there learning and educating myself all the time, and that's why I'm improving.
That's another thing that's always brought up, how dedicated Scott Quigg is. People seem to forget that I leave my family for, it's probably going to be a 17-week camp here. I have 2 kids, I have a wife at home. I'm as dedicated as Scott Quigg. You know, he goes to America, he trains with Freddie Roach, he hits the pads with him, so what? I do it here. It doesn't matter, he's not more dedicated than me.
You're going to win by knockout, Scott?
Yeah.
Early, Joe.
100%.
Carl will come out, revert back to his amateur, boxing move, boxing move, boxing move. As soon as he gets to get hit, he'll hold. I'll tell you, this fight will go well, and it'll be for Scott Quigg. There'll be a lot of trash talking from now to February 27th. Well, I've said it before, and I'll go on record as saying now, this fight will go early. Can't take the power. Can't take the power.
Going back to one thing that Shane was saying, Kiko Martinez come over to Ireland and didn't believe you were going to win, so handed you the idea.
No, he was just tame. He was tame from
And
the first fight.
he still took. He believed he could win the first fight. And
Yeah.
it took me 9 rounds.
Yeah.
He believed he could win the fight against me. Took me less than 2.
Who dented his armour?
Who took his confidence away?
He just said it was confident.
Let's talk about your fight with Kiko.
Yep.
It was a great result. It surprised me that you knocked him out in the second round.
Yep.
can't really say too much because I had a bad first round myself, but you were shitting yourself in that first round. You were frightened. You were frightened.
Did you realise
in the first round?
You
Kiko got a bit brave. Kiko got a bit brave and walked onto a great shot. One thing you can punch, you can definitely punch hard. You're a hard puncher. Kiko walked onto a shot. That was it. Your first round, not as bad as my first round, but you fucking cropped yourself. You shit yourself, and you went into a shell, and you closed your eyes, and you hit him an uppercut, and that's it.
Dude, remember sat in your gym, you and Shane, talking to Cougar? Gonzalez was going to be the next world champion. He's going to move down, take over. Did you
I said he's got the ability to win a world title.
The ability to win a world title. He just got beat off Karen Gerber.
If you want to talk about past opponents, let's talk about Salinas, who
Quality Cuban. What happened to him in his fight after he fought you and got a draw?
Flattened, and I think he made it a beat again after that as well.
And who did he stop with?
He dented him with a draw. It was 6 rounds apiece. You won the first. Yeah, he won the first 6 rounds. You won the last 6 rounds.
Who's the best name on your record?
Who?
Who's the best name on your record?
Probably, Avalos or a fresh Kiko. Yeah.
What you did to Avalos was done in the gym, which we knew. And your best Kiko Martinez, I just took him out in 2 rounds.
It was done in the gym. What do you mean it was done in the gym?
I'd already done what you did to Avalos in the gym. I knew that was going to happen.
Okay.
Levels. So, Kiko Martinez, I've just took him out in 2 rounds.
Well done. Very good.
You had wars with Avalos in the gym.
I've just took
you had wars with Avalos in the gym.
Were you there?
Huh?
Were you there?
Read Paul Smith's Twitter. I watched Scott Quigg versus Chris Avalos having wars every single day. This is going to be the hardest fight of Carl Frampton's career.
Paul Smith has never seen me sparring Chris Avalos.
What? He was
Stephen Smith.
He was there with you.
Stephen Smith sparred Avalos with Chris Avalos. So.
What do you say?
What?
What do you say?
You're only stable because you had wars with the gym.
I've beat the best person you beat in 2 rounds, and it took you 9.
Alright. Well done. So you're obviously going to win this fight,
we'll win this fight.
Okay, we'll see.
No, we'll see.
The old one, styles make fights, mate. That's all you got. If you want to revert back, the past is the past. My last performance wasn't as good as your last performance. Before that, my performances were better than yours.
When I got put over off Jamie Arthur, I had no chin.
You had what?
I had no chin according to Shane, yourself. You just got put over twice. So
yeah. I've no chin either. It's going to be a good fight.
Or was it the canvas? Or was it the canvas? Was the canvas a bit thick?
It was a thick canvas, yeah.
Is that
I couldn't get up on my toes.
You should know because a thick canvas takes your timing out. Just that little half a fraction. Distance timing.
So were you not prepared for that?
Huh?
Were you not prepared for that?
No. Oh, bad. So we under-preparing because Chavez changed his canvas because it was a 2.5 inch thick canvas. Whereas Mike Goodall would tell you it's about under half an inch thick canvas.
Excuses.
The main thing is he still got up and still won. It was still one fight.
After the fight, he was making excuses.
Yeah.
You were going about the weight, then the canvas. Hey, fair play, he won. You got up and did the job, you don't have to make any excuses.
What's your excuse going to be after the 27th?
I won't need an excuse.
Alright, we'll see.
I wonder what yours will be.
Not having it, not need none.
You will be.
Yeah, alright. How are you going to win the fight? What are you going to do?
No, you won't.
You what?
Not by knockout.
Okay. What round?
Which round's what about?
You say, it's up to you. These are the legends.
So it's got to go about and do our work.
Alright. Early anyway. So early, what is early? Before what? 4? And say 4? What's early? And say 6?
Whenever the opportunity presents itself for you to start running to stand and fight. As soon as
Okay.
you stand and fight, you get took out.
Okay, we'll see.
Head or body.
Alright.
Like in the gym.
Like in the gym. You want to talk about
Touching straws.
You want to talk about gym? What are you talking about in the gym?
You know what we're talking about.
What are you talking about?
We know your weaknesses.
Alright.
So do we. We know yours.
Sorry, Mark, what do you think?
There's not much to know.
What's stopping your efforts to be there, do you think?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Scott?
He does.
I've never sparred. What are you talking about yourself?
Not myself.
What are you talking about?
Rumours that float around.
Rumours.
Rumours, that was a good song by,
Thanks.
Good album. What do you call it? Fleetwood Mac.
Hey, I've got that on my iPad.
what did he say?
He's got it on his iPad.
Alright. You've got one on your iPod.
The album.
Oh, very good.
Alright.
Carl, since you won the IBF title, you've always said that you're the A side of this fight.
Yeah.
Since obviously your last fight with Gonzalez, Scott's fight with Martinez, do you still maintain that you are the A side?
I'm still the ASA. This is a real title. This wasn't manufactured. You know, his title, he was given his first title, then he drew, but he was still champion. Then they've just stripped Regal and give him a super title. I don't even know if that's a super title or not. I don't know if it is. I don't know if there's any difference. But I done it the hard way. I beat a champion for my title.
What's more,
He
he
was
packs
given-
out arenas, he fills the place up, he's got credibility, he's got, he puts, and his headline shows all along. Scott's never done that.
But we were the ones that come up with the money.
That's besides the point.
It's not
That's
besides
besides
Eddie,
the point.
you wanted nothing to do with Scott Quigg until Carl Frampton left you, mate.
So say again?
You wanted nothing to do with Scott Quigg until Carl Frampton left you.
No. I wanted to do with Scott Quigg because one, he's a world champion. Two,
No, we
more
still
importantly,
told
we
us
can have a lot of
what we-
money at this fight. But the fact is, you can be the A side as you want. You're here because we come up with the money for you to be here. That's the bottom line.
How much would Scott be fighting for if he wasn't fighting?
Totally irrelevant. You're here because we brought you here.
You brought me here?
We brought you here.
Okay, alright,
Eddie, what is the situation with the belt?
WBA Super Bantamweight title will be on the line.
The super,
Super Bantamweight. Super Bantamweight title.
super.
He's confusing Eddie.
Eddie, Carl and Scott are world champions. Are they
Yes.
splitting everything 50-50?
The deal is private. Of course, Carl Frampton is coming to Manchester, to Scott Quigg's home, to his backyard. The deal was a fair deal, and both fighters are going to make a lot of money.
Carl, what changed with the venue situation? Because obviously you're going to Manchester.
I would fight him in Manchester. I've always said I would fight him in Manchester.
Oh, that's right.
That's
So that-
negotiating too.
It's not.
That's what it was.
Because you were adamant, and you
I was
negotiated to
I never spoke to you.
Yeah, Carl.
I never spoke to you. I never spoke to you.
You're definitely.
By who might be.
It's not fair.
I never spoke to you, Eddie.
Just as well. Might cost you a few quid.
It may cost me a few quid.
Yeah, because you're here. We're going to provide you with a lot of money. And Scott's going to relieve you of his belt.
Okay, alright. This fight, I'm not going into details. I'm giving more than a shoot for this fight. That's it. I'm travelling as a champion, as a real champion, not a manufactured champion. I'm travelling to Manchester. I'm giving more than him.
Thanks for answering the question of Esther Wood.
Well, you asked, yeah, you asked if everyone was doing
Asked if it was 50-50 and they said it wasn't going to be discussed. Carl is honest enough to admit he's getting more. Fine.
You asked me, is he getting more?
That's what he said. He said he's getting more than...
He didn't get what he wanted, but he's getting more.
Anyway.
Thanks, Chloe.
Anything else,
Any
guys?
other questions?
How many tickets are you allowing?
50-50.
50-50?
So Scott, Carl said there'll be more Carl Frampton fans in the arena than Scott Quigg. It's going to be difficult because we have an English section and Irish section now. Scott Quigg is selling the majority of those tickets to English fans, to Scott Quigg fans. and Carl Frampton's doing the same. So the allocation of I think 19,300 tickets, they'll be distributed exactly 50-50 between
It's
the
just
two.
when I sell out though, they'll just go and buy them and start quickly because they want to get a seat.
I'm not sure they're going to have the ability to do that.
Why is that?
Because it will be very quick. And he's got the majority of the tickets to sell personally. So.
Okay. All right.
I think the
We'll buy them off.
evidence is there to prove that Carl is the biggest draw. He's got a credible title, and that's why he is and deserves to be earning slightly more. But we're not going to talk about details. I think that's unfair. However, let me just reinforce something. We're in Manchester, and let me tell you something. I wouldn't have mattered if we'd have fought in his home backyard. That's what. That was the. See, that was the. It'll feel like Belfast, mate. It'll feel like Belfast. I promise you.
It'll be the first time he lost in Belfast.
I tell you, you wait and see. It'll feel like Belfast, and we're not losing.
This is right. This is a great
Quite
fight.
still a long way off, but have you started having or negotiating about official yet?
No, not really. There'll be plenty of rounds along the
When you
way.
have a neutral official,
We have an agreement to look at the officials. We have a list of officials and rights to veto from both sides, and we'll sit down and make sure both sides are happy. There is obviously a concern to make it as neutral as possible, but at the same time, we both feel that if the right person can be found, we feel there should be an input from the British Boxing Board of Control.
and final, sorry,
Anything else, guys?
Yeah. What do you say about Irish boxing and most of the world champions after that in Manchester?
We haven't an arena big enough to put it on in Belfast or in Ireland. We don't have. That's a major problem over there. You know, just under 9,000 for the Odyssey. That's not big enough to make it financial sense. And we only have 3 months of the year where we can put it on outdoors, and even then, that's dicey as well because of our inclement weather. And so it makes sense to go to an arena where it can take 20,000 or thereabouts. But it'll feel like we're in Belfast anyway. So if Eddie thinks that that's not the case, you wait and see. It'll feel like it's in Belfast. It's a bit like McCluskey when he fought Cannes, only
He lost
several
seven
times,
rounds,
several times more. Now we're not losing that. I keep telling you that. We can talk to a blue in the face. Just let's get on.
Your man too, that's not very nice to talk about your man like that.
He lost every round.
Huh?
He lost every round.
I know, but he's your man, so I've got a consideration for
He
your
lost
man.
every round. It's a good atmosphere though.
What? Final question then. Is there a return fine in any of this?
We have an agreement that if the fight is attractive, it's not that this fight there will 100% be a rematch. So is there a rematch clause? No. If the fight is attractive, and I believe that Carl Frampton will definitely want a chance to win his belt back, and if it's big enough, then Scott would have no problem going to Belfast to defend. He'd like to sample some of that atmosphere as well. And Barry's right, the atmosphere created by Carl Frampton's fans will be very, very special, and by Scott Quigg's fans. But no actual rematch clause. If the fight's attractive, it could still be the biggest fight in the super bantamweight division, which it is now. And in that case, Scott Quigg will be defending his titles in Belfast.
It's certainly one of the biggest fights of 2016. Thank you very much, everyone down. We'll have some face-to-faces.
Eddie, you said before that you ideally wanted to match some of your fighters potentially with some of Barry's fighters on the undercard. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, we've got 4 fights apiece, or 4 fighters apiece on the undercard. They've got some good fighters coming through, Kakays, Cummins, obviously young Josh, sorry?
Kakachi, his name?
Is it? I don't know. But we can give him some good exposure as well. So I think that we've got some good super featherweights, we've got some good middleweights. I'd love to make the Conrad Cummins, Brian Rose fight, Conrad Cummins, John Ryder fight, but we'll see.
Okay, thanks very much.